Hello, everybody, and welcome to my Essential Messages. My name is Bobbie Richardson, and I'll be your guide for today. Today, we are going to do some tarot. Thursday mornings are always tarot, and we're going to talk to Mother Earth. I actually tapped into her yesterday, or last night rather, while I was lying in bed, and I'll tell you that message in a minute. Hey, Sky, good to see you. Just to let everyone know, the masterclasses will only be for sale for another few days. And then, yeah, so if you're interested in them, I did my first Zoom Q&A last night. So for those, we've got quite a few sold and not many turned up for that one. So I'm thinking, hopefully you guys got my emails. Just in case you didn't, I have started, so please go look on the page that you got so that you can attend those if you desire, but you don't have to attend them. One or two would probably be a good idea, just so that you can tap in and chat to others about what they're doing, and also me, and get some channeled advice and so forth as well. So that's for my masterclasses. Had to say that at the beginning. Okay, but in any case, hi everyone in the chat bar, Debbie, Linda, Janine, Cheryl, good to see you guys. So we're going to tap into Mother Earth today. And the reason why I decided to do this is because the energies are quite, they can be intense and they can be really beautiful. So just depending on where you're at and what moment you're at too, like it can flip. And because of that, there's a balance that's needed. And I always find that tapping into Mother Earth and standing and imagining like roots coming from the base of my feet out, or from the central point of myself out to her, always helps. And so I thought, why not tap into her and then see if she has anything to say about what's going on with her and with humanity's consciousness from her perspective. And it was really interesting last night. I actually didn't expect what had happened. So I tapped into her just before I start with the tarot. And she come in with this kind of real jovial voice. And I can't remember what it was like now. I wish I could repeat it, but it was kind of like celebrations, really. And yeah, she's like making light of and fun and celebrating. And she's like, you guys are on the threshold. You're here. You're literally here. It's time to start celebrating. But she showed me kind of like somebody who's been trying, and the force that takes you into because of that old paradigm of having to work and try and grind your way through life, face off with this healing and that healing and this healing and all of that. And then she's like, and then you get to the proverbial doorway of entering into the new dimension, but you've still got this momentum going of that's all you know to do is to keep on looking for things to heal and to try and to and she's like, relax, you're there, you're right there. All you have to do is touch the door and it will just open. But instead, it's like a revolving door where you've forced your way in and you've just flipped yourself back out again. So just keep doing this. And I'm sitting here, she's like, I'm sitting here watching you flip in and flip out again instead of relax and just go gently with your life, go gently, accept, receive, enjoy, celebrate, have a bit more fun. Like that's what these higher frequencies are all about. It's leaving that having to and mentally needing to be on top and all of that stuff. It's leaving that behind, because in the higher frequencies, it is like a resort. It's like, imagine if you just walked into a resort, all of a sudden you're like, okay, for this next week, I don't have to think about my business. I don't have to think about this, and I don't have to think about that. And so I just relax. And then when you're there, you relax, and all of a sudden you're next to somebody who knows something that could excel your business real quickly, or you trip up over some information because you just, I'll just, grab a magazine, and then all of a sudden the magazine is exactly what you were looking for. She said that's what this higher frequency is like. It's like stepping into a resort and enjoying the process as it moves, as you move through it. You won't miss anything. She's talking to me now. You won't miss anything if you're in that vibration, because what is yours was always going to be yours anyway. So the fight is over. The fight is over. It's just relax. See your life as more as a holiday, every step of the way, and move through it like that. What fun can we have now? If you have kids, she's talking of, I don't have kids at the moment because mine are all growing up and flown the coop. But if you have kids at home under your foot, wake up and go, what adventures, what fun could we have today? Instead of, oh my God, I got to get them to do this. Just relax, and then say to self, you know what, even though I have kids, I'm going to give myself time out, and I'm going to set them up with something really fun to do so they're happy. And I know that takes time for them, but I'm going to then have my own time over here. There's ways of asking the reality to work with you rather than, oh my God, I have to, and I have to. She wants us to drop the have tos and the need tos and the forcing, because this is why we just keep revolving back around. And then we're standing at the prefaces of this entryway into this beautiful scenario of her magnificence, of tuning in and getting more clarity, more evidence, more connection with her and with life itself on her. And it's connect, and that softening of self will connect more with what she can, how she can help guide us. But if we're in that doing mode, which is more of the masculine needing the outside world to tell us what to do, then we seeking advice of the hierarchy that is falling at the moment and grasping and trying to drag you under with it. So you might even, she's saying, you might even when you do relax, calm into relaxation, you might even find that you start to get a feeling or a passion or a desire to move into a space that's more conducive with the connection to her, and whatever that looks like for you. And it's that you just be following those passions and desires to do that. Don't ever force anything. She's like, don't force anything. If it's not meant for you, it's not meant for you. Your soul is here, the advisory of her essence and understanding that you were going to contain yourself in this avatar or body. And when you contain yourself in an avatar or body, you have certain limited prospects of being able to house yourself with her and understand how the dynamics of nature and the physical body work. And that could change up because when you have this connection, you can then ask her for in the higher dimensions, you can literally, especially in groups that are in this kind of dynamic of understanding the connection between her, You can ask her to either lead you to food, or ask her to grow food, or ask her to lead you to water, or ask her to allow water to come up, or your nurturing will become a collaborative story between the equilibrity of both human form and her form, which is already a process in place of nature as a collaboration. It was always there. And it's only because we removed ourselves and trusted another human being over the bigger picture, which was her and her nurturing of allowance to flow through as abundance. So yeah, she's definitely here at the moment. I will pull some cards as well. Otherwise, I'll just keep going on. I do love channeling her through. The energy is very, at the moment, she's quite as, it's kind of like this mature assertiveness, a mature assertiveness of absolute, and this profound wisdom comes with that. She understands each and every one of us. She knows who we are. She knows each and every one of us individually and together as a collective. She wants us to thrive. She loves it that we thrive. She has experiences through us because of our experiences. She knows she knows we were out of balance, but she's also taking responsibility for that allowance as well. She was also out of balance with us, and we're all coming back into balance. And there's a celebration at the other side of that door once we relax into understanding that this life is a resort, this life is a holiday, this life is a blessing, it's an adventure, it's something to enjoy. It's not meant to be a process of labor and harsh climates. But those that are out of balance, eventually, if they decide they're going to keep that way, will stay in the areas that create an out of balance scenario, even if it is through her or on her. In other words, they will be in positions where they find hardship in places on her. She's telling me that where deserts were, love will blossom, and that will bring back the natural nurturing and growth of the desert. Where deserts are, is a lack of love. And that's why the nurturing, although some places of her were specifically meant to be a space to birth new things. It's really interesting what she's putting through. I'll shuffle the cards as I go along, but there's a lot of channeling more than tarot, even though this is the big tarot day, right? We just go with this though, right? Yeah. So there will be a crumbling of that doesn't meet the vibrational need for humanity to enjoy their life. There will be a crumbling of that was out of balance. And so if you were in the middle of it and you were of high frequency, you will not be harmed. You will not be harmed because she will keep the energy alignment of the high frequency will keep you safe. But you might be called to move if and listen to that intuitive clarity if something is about to take place in the area that you are. And that will be your saving grace, being that you are in a higher frequency of love, no matter where you're at. Because some things do need to still be shaken up, although in the higher frequencies, you won't notice it as much. unless you were pulled into a position of gathering others, aligning your soul with other people so that you could save them through your own vibration, and holding that and understanding that your only love going on a journey will actually magnetize their soul to yours if they're ready to come. You cannot force anyone into these higher frequencies. This is your individual journey only and always will be. It's up to the other person if they want to. You can love them from afar, but love them from an observational point where they are met with that as a guiding light. But their choices will always be theirs. They can change decisions. They can change their choice at any given moment. We all can. So if you feel that you are trapped in an illusional story of that you are meant to not come into this higher frequency, please be aware that is still a choice, and that at any given moment you can choose different. There's no rules when it comes to the natural evolution of your soul. We have got a couple of cards that have fallen out while I've been talking, so we'll have a look at those. We have the Three of Wands coming up. Decisions to be made of an adventure to follow is what I'm getting from this. Decisions to be made of an adventure to follow. Where do you really want to be? Where do you want to go? What do you want? Like this person is looking out into the scenery, but it's kind of like a standing place of using the imagination before they step. So there's this pondering happening of where you want to go. And that's okay. This is the prefaces of that doorway of that she was talking about at the beginning of relax into it. Then we are followed with this, with the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is a beautiful card of self-nurturing and understanding from the heart what one needs. She's stepping into the water, or she's got one foot into the emotions of, or the body, or the flowing of the waters on earth to flow with the river. And the river is representing the story that you've decided to take. Do you want to flow down that story, or do you want to, fight against it? So she would never fight against it. She's a beautiful soul that understands her power, that she could step into that water and flow with it, and it will still return her back to where her soul wants to go. She has that much faith in this process that she can move, and it will always flow her back to the aspect of where her soul wants to be. That's how she protects herself, by knowing that she can flow with that water, with that river, with that story, understanding that she's the one that's moving through life, but also having this absolute faith within herself. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. And I see this as it's interesting that there's one person working hard on those Three of Pentacles. And okay, she's saying, I see that you've been working hard and creating the story that you want to create. But it is time to now enjoy. There's got to be a moment. where you start to in the higher frequencies enjoy the process and not be so serious about everything. That is the higher frequencies, to not be so serious. There's also a collaboration with this card coming in of earning or attaining more wealth, or collectively coming together to create the dream. It's a feeling that I'm getting from her. Uh, don't be a bystander and watch others do it. If you see that you want to be in on somebody else's understanding and it really feels right for you in your soul, then join in, become one, become the piece of the puzzle that you were supposed to be. It's not about who started what. It is about how we are living and how we are thriving together. It's more important. It's not like in the old days of if you got the A on the exam, you were at the top of the level of the classroom, and so you were the best. It's not like that anymore. Some people will have the ignition to light the match, and some people will have the fuel to keep the flame going. And that is to the whole thing. And some people are the workers that bring in the wood to keep it going as well. So it's just a collaborational meet of oneness where you meet somebody that you put on a pedestal, bring them into your level. Don't put people on pedestals. They are at the same level as you with a different piece of the puzzle. And then when you meet, you will become one. And that oneness, becomes a bigger vortex of the story that you're creating together. And it's beautiful. And God, I'm literally feeling this. It is a beautiful story that we're creating. So we're becoming whole again as a community and seeing the value within first ourselves, and then understanding that any value we see in others is also within us as well. We are together the same, in that understanding that we've joined the same story, because any imagining that humanity takes, if there's a big enough group that decides upon it, becomes the reality of humanity's consciousness. When we decide that the powers over there had their will and their way and we were victim to it, so becomes the story. So let's choose up a different story, but become whole in that story. Become whole within yourself. Allow others to join with you. You are exactly at the same place. If you put people on a pedestal, then you're asking them to be above you so you don't have to have the reins to everything in your reality. But when you come at them and see, I see you, bringing me to avatar, right? I see you. You are at equalness with them. When you talk to an elder who's wise, when you see them at the value that you are seeing that value within yourself. You cannot see a value within another unless it is already within yourself. So you have to start seeing life like that, as in a trust game with each other, rather than a competing sort of scenario. She's coming through very strongly at the moment. I love these messages. Okay, so we have these cards of be going on an adventure, pondering to go on the adventure, deciding what adventure, and then taking the steps and trusting the flow of life and collaborating together with this from a new understanding or awareness. Right. I have these other cards. They weren't cut very well. So they've got some that have, the cut is wrong in them, but I'll use them anyway because they've got a lot of animals on them. And I haven't used them before because it was cut wrong. They were cut wrong when I received them through the mail. But we'll use them today. Just feel into, this is the first time I've ever used these. Mother Earth, any more messages, please, that you want to bring through? There's one. Any more messages, please? One that was upside down in the cards. I will put that back in because it was, she's like, no mistakes are made. Okay, well, I've already put it back in. We'll have to see if it comes out again. Sorry. Because I said to myself, that was a mistake. Like, no mistakes are made. No mistakes are made. Just go with the flow. Trust, 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 trust. Okay, so we have judgment has come through. Judgment. Judgment comes from, when we're judging others, we're judging also source energy. We're judging Mother Earth. Mother Earth has many, many, many trillions of different life forms that act differently because it gives the soul an aspect of something different to have an adventure through. So when we judge ourselves, each other, we are judging nature. And that means judgment says that we are better than. So what? We're saying we're better than nature for judging another. It's really interesting. She's bringing me to that praying mantis, and female praying mantis will eat the male praying mantis's head after they've had intercourse and bred. And she's like, and if that happened, in human form, then there would be a lot of judgment. But because it's a praying mantis, we allow nature to be nature, right? Now, we're not saying that is the natural nature of humanity. It is not. The natural nature of humanity goes into higher awareness of understanding of the collaboration of everything. But when we judge things, we create the problem because people feel like, even in the smallest of judgments, they are not worthy. And so they try to find worthiness within themselves by doing the opposite of what is the program. Whew, so intense, these messages. So let's let judgment fall. And also, judgment is a call that goes beyond, in the tarot, judgment is a call that goes beyond into the evolution of the understanding of the thing that has either been out of balance or in balance within its own psyche. I don't know where that's going, but we'll leave that at that. The other card, which is in reverse, is the Ten of Swords. So coming in reverse, it's time to let go of the nightmares. It's time to let go of that was befouled upon us, fallen upon us, that was stabbed within us. It's not until you stand up with your own integrity that all the swords fall, and then the healing truly begins for those. Now, a lot of us who are stepping into this higher frequency have done a lot of this already. But if we walk through the gateways, or so to speak, I'm just trying to give you an imagination so that it can feel like a story. So if you're walking through the pearly gateways into the utopia that you want to create, with the sword still in your back, or 10 swords still in your back, which is the releasing. This card actually means it's the release and the time to move on into a new world, into a new reality. If you walk through that, it will get caught on the door. It won't let you go through. We have to stand up now and release all of those burdens that have come before us. Is there any more messages with the tarot? And Mother Earth, please. There's a lot that came through, but I'm going to take this first one because it's the Hierophant. Interesting that it's a ram, and like for some reason the lamb comes up a lot in scripture, and yet the ram, we are turning, it's there's, and the horns on the ram are spirals. And the understanding of our maturity from the lamb grows the ram. Sorry, I'm just trying to see what else is coming through this. There's a spiritual understanding or a different storyline that's going to be created from a spiritual sense, where religion as it's been will no longer be, because it falters in the limitation of a fixed story, and where our evolution of our soul and spirituality, so to speak, if we want to call it that, which is the essence of a soul's journey, is an individual understanding, or it's a movement. It's how would I put that? It's specific for you. It's unique for you. It's a uniqueness that you know within your psyche, and a collaboration with source energy. It's a growth that happens automatically, and it's not something that can be read in a book or contained in a scripture. It is, and it's evolving very fast at the moment. So we cannot be reading something from 100 years ago, which had totally different energy when it was written, totally different. Everything was totally different. And then bring it into this energy and say, that's who I am, when you can't be, because it is completely a different story, different circumstances, different way of living, different everything. So we to evolve like the ram, and they're showing me the horn and the spiral again, we need to mature up and recognize that our spirituality is the flow of life running through us and the evolution of our soul. Okay. What else have we got here? We do have quite a few. Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles has a raven on it, and the birth with the baby eggs. Mystical moment of a mystical moment and getting in touch with, or grounding, a more etheric world, or birthing a more etheric world, because the Pentacles is a grounder. It is a substance that we hold on to give ourselves wealth, abundance. Yeah, I don't want to lose her as well as read these tarots. So I'm trying to keep her messages going through them. We have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. She's showing me on the northern side, now moving into autumn, where the frog means spring, if it's upright. The falling of one story to open up for a new story. The falling, the fall. So fall, autumn, makes sense. Okay. Yeah, the fall of one story to open up for a new story. We have to create space. You can't, if you build if you build one town over top of another town, eventually it will all crumble on together anyway, because the gaps in the town that was already present, where you put the layer of dirt over top of it and built over top of it, will still end up with the pressure of everybody standing on the earth will fall and it will collapse into nothing anyway. So it's better to make a clearing within your own self. Of I need space now, not only within your reality of where you're living and what you're doing, but also of the mind. Have space of the mind. Allow there to be emptiness or nothing, or I don't know what's happening. Allow that stillness to be part of the experience, because then it allows the flow of a new story to come in, or the new imaginings to come in. And then you can pick and choose which one you actually like, which one resonates with you. I'm gonna go on to another deck and see what else. Let's do the animal deck that I usually do. Thanks, Rebecca. It is beautiful, isn't it? I feel so in tune with her at the moment. Is there any messages that you want to bring through as we go along? It's going beyond the butterfly. Oh my gosh. This is going beyond, like we have in nature, the understanding of the different levels where a caterpillar will eat away at everything and consume and consume and consume. And then the stillness of the cocoon, where we're just becoming nothing again. And in that nothingness is this space for new growth to happen, new particles within the cocoon to form the wings. And it has an understanding and a natural understanding that the nurturing that the caterpillar did nurtures the wings of the butterfly. But she's saying when the butterfly is birthed within humanity's consciousness and leveling us up into the higher frequencies, we can go even further than that. I don't know where it is. I'm just feeling into it that there's further than that. Etherical wisdom, where the particles meet every single vibration of the earth. Sorry, the particles of the wings as they fly, the feeling of humanity develops so strongly. This is why we had to shed a lot of the pain that we held in the what ifs and the have tos we had to shed all of that workaholicness, slavery within ourselves and our own psyche. We slaved ourselves. I mean, we can blame everyone else, but in the end, we decided to become that. A slave to a society that was never going to meet our needs in the hopes that it would. That's what's crumbling. And so we start to come back into ourselves and feel more. And when we feel more, we recognize that we have to let go of that program to be able to feel there's something more that we're feeling into. I think it's a story. They're showing me the Three of Wands again. It's a story that hasn't been adventured through. We haven't taken this adventure yet. It's a balanced story. It's an understanding of the wholeness and an awareness of the practical material world that has been created and the etheric world, and the balance of both together, the power of both, and what are we going to create with it? It's like you're a painter. It's like you're a painter and someone's given you a whole other way or a whole other color, and you've never had this color before because of the union of the material world or the outside world and the inner world or the feeling world, creating a space, a womb that will open up into more. It's a birthing that's why we're bringing up the birthing canal on the last. And if you go to Tuesday, we're talking about birthing the new and how it feels. That's why that was all brought up. So if you want to carry on this and go, if you haven't seen the first message that was just channeled through on Tuesday, go to that one. Because that is the story that she's talking about as well. But it's also her story too. She gets to feel more through us. We are part of an extension of, or vibrational extension of her. She's so proud of holding us and holding Sal until we become mature enough to be able to have this experience, and take the reins to our own reality back. She's so proud of the birthing of it. I've put them away, but she's showing me that, oh, here it is. I just went straight to it. I love that. She's showing me the raven with the new eggs, like she's the raven and she's got this new birth that's happening through humanity's consciousness. And she is so proud. That's why she said last night she came in with the bringing, blowing the horn, the fun, those party horns. Those ones that curl. We're here. You're here. Relax. Enjoy. It's a you don't need to suffer anymore. When the drama, I did write this down. The drama, it's probably something that somebody else has said, but it came to me yesterday anyway. Gosh, no, I can't see. Here it is. When you're finished with the drama is finished with you. When you're finished with it, it's finished with you. So it comes from you. I'm finished with the anxiety. And so the anxiety is finished with you. I'm finished with the fear game. And so the fear game is finished with you. You have to be absolute in this. Absolute is a big word. When I first come to Australia, I channeled through this song called Absolute. And it's got this all these stories of people, and it's like the chorus is absolute is where it's at. And I didn't even understand what I was writing down then. But now that I've come, 20 years later, I'm sitting there going, of course, that song makes sense now that I channeled through. I actually have that song online. I might put it in the below for you to go have a look at. But listen to the words. I mean, the production is pretty old. But listen to the words. A beautiful man called Andrew Bryce did the music for me. I used to just come up with these incredible songs and lyrics and music, but I can't play an instrument. So I used to go to a musician and just hum and sing the tune. And then together we would put together the bass and the drums and the instruments, and I'd sing over top. So it was fun. Actually won a big competition with the main radio station B105 in 2000, and I sung in front of Broncos, in front of like 20, 40,000 people. So that was pretty cool. In any case, let's get back into Mother Earth. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I spin out into my own stories. I think it's because sometimes I need a little break. Okay, Mother Earth. Please give me, well, us, me, the one, everything is one. Please give us new signs or new understandings for what's happening at the moment. We have the whale has come out. I'm so not surprised. The whale means adventure, the adventure of life. And it's a new adventure. She's bringing me to, they always say they, but she is bringing me to the orca, the white orca. It came to me in a dream many years ago, a white orca. It was such a beautiful feeling. It was such a serene, powerful, serene feeling. Okay, so orca whale adventure, dare to do things differently. See, we've got to create this new story. Doesn't have to follow, it can follow some of the patterns of what we've had, but we can create something completely new too. And what story would be exciting to create using our imagination, bringing in all this awareness of what our soul's journeys has gone on, and grounding them. What do we really want to, who do we want to be? Create a new you. So beautiful. Sing your wild song, manifest your travel dreams, attempt the great journey with confidence. Be loyal. Friends and family are your treasures. Be brave. You are more powerful than you know. And also whales and orcas, they have that, and I can literally hear them now. I remember when I was going to see some whales, I had them in my head like this, and I was told by them that I would see when I went to see them the next day, that I would see a mum and its baby, and the baby jumped up right next to me. We actually did see a mum and its baby. It traveled with the boat pretty much the whole time, and the baby jumped right up next to me. So I know that I've heard them before. They've channeled through me before. And they're wanting to bring through a message of vibration, a vibration, a vibration that moves through life in higher frequency towards love. When we vibrate that way, there is no other way for our life to go. It will only bring through the peace of mind or the love or the adventure through the thrill of it rather than what we were focusing on before. And but she's also talking about, the whale's also talking about that vibration will be felt by every water, the waters of the earth, the waters of the earth. And that vibration, when we drink the waters, becomes more entangled with our psyche. It's so interesting how we end up collaborating with Mother Earth through the waters. And they're bringing me back to the Queen of Cups stepping into the water and us holding a specific vibration that the whales are talking about. And then when we hold that frequency, it shifts, it shifts. It's like a symbiotic thing that happens between the water, Mother Earth, and humanity's consciousness, where we are all residing in the frequency of more love. And so that's what will be nurtured towards us. An understanding of that water going in through Earth everywhere shifts Earth's feeling towards humanity and humanity's feeling towards Earth. As humanity feels more love and compassion towards the nurturing Earth, so too will she feel that loving, nurturing compassion towards humanity. And the understanding, collaboration of how to grow this new world together will be birthed. Oh, it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. Is there any more messages, please, through Terra and Earth that's coming through? So when you drink water, drink it with love. When you eat food, eat it with love. When you eat, if you eat meat, imagine the animal that I was told this many years ago, and I did this with my children, and she's bringing it up now to share with you guys. When we ate meat, I would say to the girls what they're eating. So if they're eating a chicken, then I would say to them, imagine the next chicken that's going to be born, because you are the imagining or creation of the next story. Imagine the chicken being born free. Imagine it being born free to live out its life, no needing to be farmed anymore. It's got a free, gorgeous life where a soul can enter that chicken and explore being what a real chicken is meant to go through, you know. Whether it is consumed in the end or not is nothing to do with it. That's just part of the journey. It doesn't matter, but at least it's got a soul collaboration with the person that it's going to be consumed of, because then it has its soul, when it's consumed by another being, has more of a chance of becoming that other being in its next life, an expansion towards that other being. So when a lion eats a lamb, the lamb has now its soul leaves, but it can be born as a lion because it was consumed by a lion and its energy. It understands the energy. When it's embracing that experience, but it has to all come from love. So yeah, there's a new understanding of what we consume and what we it's not something that's given to us and told to us that we have to eat. It's a collaboration of soul and the material substance meeting and using that process to evolve into higher frequencies. Lamb exists because a lion loves a lamb, and so it exists. If a lion does not have any sort of indication towards a lamb, no focus, no nothing, then the lamb might not exist. See, things exist because of our love for it. But to shift up the story from farming, which was pulled over humanity's consciousness when we disconnected from our fields to earth and our fields to the animals, we felt we had to contain them, just like the logical mind has to compartmentalize everything. It was the only way to exist in that very unbalanced state. But when we have an understanding with animals, they are free to roam and go wherever. They will come to us if we are supposed to consume them, and we would consume them with absolute love and gratefulness. And that means it gives that soul another journey to go on. So there's a collaborative energy exchange that happens between, and that could, if you want that to be the next story, that can be your next story. That is the nature of things, from a soul's perspective as well as a physical body. But it's up to you as a human now sitting here viewing this, whether you want to take that on as the next story that gets evolved into our reality. I'm just sharing these stories from Mother Earth of her experience with us. But remember, we're birthing something new here. So take them as you will. She's saying take them as you will, because she also understands through love, when humanity's consciousness raises, we could even create something completely different. Is there any more messages that are coming through from Mother Earth for this next phase? We have the Cougar, assertiveness. She wants humanity, those that have been meek, to become more assertive, those that hold the keys of the vibration of love within their hearts for everything, to become more assertive. Just to show you the card, we have a Mayan sort of a symbol here too, where the Mayans knew of this, that was going to happen. They knew. Predictions can be made. Mother Earth can talk to you through your dreams as well, to help you predict what's the best scenario for you and your soul next. In silence, you find power. Claim your leadership role and take action. You know where to go and what to do. You have the courage and confidence to succeed. She wants those that were meek to stand up and become the assertive warriors that we know we are when we connect to our soul again, so that we can actually stand up and say what's needed, or what could be needed, or what we want. We could share our understandings, is what it is. It will depend though on the collective within your community, on how things evolve. She's trusting this game, so trust yourself and when you trust yourself, you can bring in the trust of others, because you trust who you allow into your life. And from there will grow a new story. So yeah. Frog, prosperity. Let go of the past and embrace change. Opportunities are close at hand. Hop into this new day with joy, abundance, and good fortune await you. We come full circle. We're coming full circle into what I started off with when she gave me the message last night. She was giving me this message of, this is the fun parts. This is the celebrate, enjoy, relax. Try to, at least, even if it is giving yourself, I give myself half an hour, I give myself 20 minutes, I give myself an hour, whatever it is, to really just let go of my mind and try to, and not try, she said, just become another imaginal story within yourself. Imagine your home as a resort. Imagine your moment, that moment, as a holiday. Feel into it and let it grow if it can grow. Just let it grow, and day to day to day to day, just let it happen. Yeah. And that will slowly take you away from all of the anxiousness and the problems outside of you, and then bring you into uh, equilibrium with joy. Yeah. Yes. I'm pretty happy with this reading so far. I think we're nearing the end. I'm just asking, is there anything else that Mother Earth wants to share? She wants me to take one of these cards. So I'll take one of these cards. I wasn't going to, so we'll see what happens here. Sorry, I'm not really reading the chat bar. You're welcome, Mary. Okay, so we have, oh my gosh, no wonder she wanted me to bring this through. I didn't even think of this, but this makes total sense. Okay, so what card came out? The elementals. Oh my God, she wants me to do a little talk about the elementals, nature spirit, the four elements. Of course, of course. So all elements, fire, wind, or fire, air, earth, water, also have their own embodiments, and is embodied within nature itself and then birthed into elementals. And they are the communication that we can communicate with. Once we start to feel more, once we start to allow our feelings to feel more. And then we have this opening of this new communication that can happen. And they will gift us understandings, higher understandings of what to grow with what, where to plant. If we want to plant, then we can, ask. We always ask if a plant wants to be planted. Just always ask and feel into. And if you feel it's necessary, then talk to the plant, and it would usually understand. If you're coming from love, it will understand why you're uprooting it or whatever you're doing. And we're not saying like spend most of your moments like talking to everything, it will become a natural give and flow in the end, an understanding of energy in the end. But there is like a go-between that we have to take, that has to take place, where we're starting to trust ourselves and our own vibrational meet with these beings, these elementals, and nature herself. So that's another powerful message that's come through from her, and an understanding of how to work with her, that these nature beings were created specifically for humanity to have conversation with nature itself. That is their reason for being. And the only reason why they became mischievous is because they were trying to get humanity's attention, because humanity decided to give them no attention. And so when we give something no attention, it doesn't exist anymore, or it won't exist in your reality at that moment. It might exist in another reality, another higher frequency, and it will stay held there by Earth's vibration. But in our reality, it doesn't exist anymore because we're not giving it any focus or attention. So she's asking us to open up that vortex again, to be able to talk with the elementals and have an understanding that they're not here to hurt. That is the discombobulated mindset of the unbalanced human in the past. But when we come from love, we will go, you are here as an elemental to connect me to the oak tree, or you are here as an elemental to connect me to water, or whatever it is. You are the messenger of that is nature around us. And so we end up giving them their jobs back. They have purpose, they have meaning, and their meaning was from humanity's consciousness level, a communication to nature. So that was necessary to be brought up right at the end there. Thank you so much, everybody, for being part of this wonderful experience of me tapping into Mother Earth. And I will definitely be doing more of this because it feels so good. And I feel a very strong connection to her. And yeah, so it'll be interesting. She says she also wants to go through me to talk to the Palladians and other beings. So that's interesting. Okay, so maybe there's another talk there, or another chat with her, channeling with her. Thank you very much for being part of this, guys. Love you, love you, love you.